Let's do this. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-zar with C-zar Gets Crypto. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-zar with C-zar Gets Crypto. I think it just started recording now. It looks like we are live. Yeah, hell yeah. This is my first official live stream. I've tried practicing this thing, man, and let's see here if I can get it going. Yes. Yes, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, I believe, yeah, there we go, man. There we go. We're doing it well. Ignore the music outside. Someone's filling themselves. All right, so we're just gonna start talking. I figured I'd do a live stream, you know, and just I got nobody in the chat right now, but whatever, it's all good, man. I'll post this video regardless of it being live or not. But I just wanted to start, and let's actually see. I want to go to the comments and see. Update in Jesus coin. Felt novice. We'll do that one for you, my man. Look at it now, Julian. I looked at it, man. Hopefully nobody else bought the bull trap, but you know, I definitely looked at it. I'm gonna say lower high for show. Lower high for show. I'll probably respond to these after I'm off the stream, but I just want to see if anybody has any requests. How long do you think before it reaches the zone? XDC, thank you, that helps a lot. Thank you guys, all of you guys, for responding. Ask how you went about learning all the TA you know. Yeah, I'll go over that, Jay London. Self-taught through books, watching videos, or did you have a mentor? Thanks. I did not have a mentor, and that's the last comment, actually. I did not have a mentor. I'm self-taught to a certain degree, but I watched other people, you know, on YouTube mainly, and then through Google. And just practice, man. Like you can hear everybody talk, but like you might think you know TA, but it's very easily misunderstood. It comes with a set of rules, and you basically don't know those rules until they're like ingrained in you. Some people pick it up quicker than others, but I've heard most people get better at this like over about a period of 5 years or more. Some people before that, but most people it takes about 5 years, and I've done this. I put my time in. I've been in it for about 7 years now, and you know, that's basically why I wanted to start making a channel long before I have now, and I'm sorry, I'm answering this question here. I wanted to make a channel long before I have now. You know, I've always wanted to do this, but I didn't feel like I had anything to bring to the table personally. I felt like I was still a student, and I still am a student. We're all, you know, you're learning every single day, but I've gotten enough proven results within my time trading to like make money to where now I feel like I can pass that knowledge on, or hopefully just like show other people what my perspective is, my opinion, where I get it from. And I don't try to bust out a whole bunch of fancy stuff. I mean, maybe it seems fancy at first, but I try to keep it relatively simple. It depends, you know, every trader has their own style, and I tried to learn some simple things and just get good at understanding those. You know, some people trade and all they use is the price. I like to use a couple indicators, but you know, overall I feel like I keep it pretty simple. Without any more of that though, guys, let's get into it. I think I have one request so far, Felton Alves with Jesus Coin, but right now we are going to go to Julian Jasso. We are going to look at it now on XDC. And then someone else actually made a comment. Who was it? How long will it take? How long will it reach the buying zone at this, as mentioned? Thanks. I'm assuming you meant like how long will it take to reach the buying zone? I don't know. You know, I would assume probably sometime this month, maybe by the end of the month. The week right now looks rather bullish, but I did say, you know, yesterday in my video talking about, I think it was this one. Yeah, from here to there, I did say because this red line, the 786, it looked like we were bouncing off the 382, that we could come all the way back up here. I wasn't necessarily expecting a move like this, but I did say that we could, and we did. You know, all we're doing right now, guys, on XDC is, you know, testing the 382 as support, finding the 236 as resistance. Generally, what happens whenever you do that is you will go lower and now to the 618. Will that happen in a day? Will that happen in a week? Will that happen? I don't know. You know, like it could take its time. Honestly, I would expect that probably over the next like couple weeks, maybe even a month, 2 months, something like that. It's really hard to say. Time analysis is not my specialty. I'm more of just a top and bottom guy, and I don't even get the exact tops and exact bottoms. I try to get close to it, right? I'm never going to make a prediction that says this is the exact bottom. I try to give an area, right? And the area that I would expect for XTC to go to likely would be in this 618 to 0.69 area, which is anywhere from 4.5 cents to 4.2 cents. And the reason for that too is that's kind of the area where we topped off before on this weekly, found support before. It's not just the fibs, right? You look for confluence in the price, and I would say that there is confluence in the price. If we go here, lowest close right there, I mean, that's right at the 618. And then right here on this high, if you really wanted to be precise, maybe I could make a precise estimate and say that we're going to go between 4.5 to 4.6 cents. That's totally possible, but I feel more comfortable with the thought that we actually might go a little bit lower than that. And I'm not saying that because I'm hopeful that it goes down that low. I would like to buy it cheaper than not, but it's very common to break below the 618 and find support at the 6.9 area or somewhere in between. It is common to bounce right off the 618. It is common, and there's things suggesting that we could do that, but that's not my initial interpretation ever. If we were to get a bounce off the 618, I would probably just buy after the bounce, where if we don't get the bounce, I would buy during the move, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm happy to not catch the exact bottom and see confirmation that we're going up, just to know that this move down is over. But to answer your question, Susanna Young, I don't know. I really don't know when it's going to go down. And then looking at it now, Julian, all we've got, or Julius, is it Julian or Julius? Julian, Jasso. Looking at it now, my man, all we have here is, it's really nothing to get too excited about, right? It's just normal. It's very normal behavior where you're making a trend and you have lower highs and lower lows, right? If you're in a downtrend, and all this is a lower high. Could we go up from here still? Absolutely we could. Absolutely we could. Looking at this overall range, maybe we even go up to the 618. That would still be a lower high. And unfortunately, trading in this range, we're kind of in the middle of it right now. But to get confirmation of if this move is over, we'd have to move up another like 13, 14% to kind of get that. But or a little bit more than that even, actually, up to this 6.9 area. But I think what we're doing is finding resistance at the 382. That's nothing impressive. It would have been more impressive if we could break above it, but even if we do, it's nothing to get too excited about. What we have here is hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour. It's actually an area we've topped before. The high here was at this area in the RSI, and this high is much lower. This was even a stronger move overall, but you're promoting the same readings as before as far as like strength in the overall RSI. You're actually even a little bit above that, but promoting lower prices. That's not a good thing. You're like working harder and not getting the same results. You're actually getting worse results. So and I mean, it took longer to get up here. I would say that this is not encouraging to me, although the volume is kind of building, to be completely fair, which is kind of encouraging to some degree. But I don't know, man. The biggest volume came at this sell-off candle right here. It's debatable. You could make another stride higher. It's totally possible. You could go to 7.5 cents, maybe even all the way up to 8 cents. But it's also, I would say, equally as possible that this is the temporary high, not the top, temporary high, right? Where these are all temporary lows. They're not the bottoms, right? I don't think, and just like this isn't the top, it's just a momentary top. I do think that we go lower, and again, where I think we're going to go, probably to the bottom of this little range here, which is anywhere from about 4.7 cents to where we topped off before, which is at like 4.5 cents, and potentially even lower than that. Maybe we go all the way down to 4 cents itself. And as far as when that happens, I don't know, man. At the moment on this day, we have about 4 hours left in this day. It does look like we're getting a bounce off the 50, which, to be fair, is normally a good thing, but looking at this, there's really no respect on the 50. I think the area that showed more respect, and this is where you kind of, over time, like you learn, to answer another question, like how long, Mr. London, you're asking about like how I learned TA, and this is the part that is self-taught to me. The thing that I was taught, that I've learned from others, is that the 50 area is significant, and it is, generally, rule of thumb, the 50 area is significant. But Average Jane, what's up? Benny, hey, how's it going? I'm just joining our live stream to see if your channel's growing. It's going to pump soon with subscribers. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate that, man. Great idea to do a live stream. Thanks, guys. I've been getting subscribers steadily, and I just I figured, live stream might be a way to get more people interested. I know I enjoy watching live streams. I really actually do. That's my favorite format to watch. So, it's a little bit more interactive. You guys can comment, and I can interact with you. It is a little delayed, So whenever you guys write something, don't be surprised if it takes a second for me to respond to it. Like literally like maybe 30 seconds or so. But back to what I was saying. What you'll learn if you learn about the RSI is that the 50 area is a significant area, and it is. Rule of thumb, it is a significant area. But you'll also learn that each chart kind of has its own personality. And you can see here that this line up here at the 55 area, you've shown respect to it once, twice over here. You didn't even bounce here, right? Not off the 50. Over here you held this 55 area. You could move this line down even a little bit, whatever. But somewhere between this like 53 to 55 area, that's a kind of significant line to hold. You can see you found resistance back here. And this is where, you know, time and experience will like teach you these things, that each chart has its own personality. And while generally, yes, the rule of thumb is that you respect the 50, and this would look bullish, I would say honestly that we've already broken below the area where we should have bounced and held this bullish move. Bouncing above this 50, it might be like false hope, you know, whatever. We haven't done it. Like, when have we shown respect on the 50? This one time here, where if we go back, let's go back and see, all it was just like a moment for us to go up a little bit, and then we went lower. You know, that might be the exact thing that we're seeing now, false hope. Maybe we go up a little bit more, completely possible. But all in all, you know, this look on the RSI does not encourage me. I still stand by this bearish divergence, which formed all the way down here. I would expect that we would at least go to 5.5 cents, but I am definitely looking more toward that 4.6 to 4 cent area, 4.6 to like 4.4 cent area, really. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows where it goes? Who knows when it happens? All I know right now is my opinion is that it does go lower. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinion, right? Bearish hidden divergence on the 4-hour. You did show respect on the 123. Yeah, you're looking like that. Yeah, you're showing pretty good respect on the 123, which is normal. It's to be expected, right? You could move down, and I would argue that any movement down below this purple line would be a solid time to buy. Maybe you linger below it, whatever, but you know this. And right now it's at about 6.2 cents. So if it went all the way to 4 cents, that's still below the purple line. It's kind of hard to say, but you didn't bounce off it. You didn't like tip right off it. You kind of hugged it. I don't know. You hugged it before. I don't know. Kind of hard to say. I would say that, you know, this is kind of an expectation. It's a normal area to find a low. This is a lower low, though. You do have lower highs, so right now, you know, you formed a lower low, then you formed a lower high, then you formed a lower low, then you formed a lower high. What's the next move? Probably a lower low. So enough of that with XDC. That's all I got to say. Let's do Frelton Alves. You're the one that requested this. Let's go to Jesus. And I type in Jesus USD, and, you know, on what is it? On CoinEx, they have Raptor Jesus. We're not talking about Raptor Jesus. We are talking about the real Jesus. I think it's the real Jesus. I'm pretty sure. Nobody's corrected me on this so far, so I think all the followers are verily believing in this coin here. Look at this, man. The last video I made was actually, I think, on this day right here. And, you know, I made a video before that saying that I gave Jesus the green light. Maybe we go a little bit lower. It's totally possible. But with such a low volume exchange, I think this is the area to buy, man. You want to buy low and sell high, right? That's the saying. Well, what better time to buy than literally all-time lows? And I would consider this all-time lows because this first day mania, it doesn't count. You were down here. This is like where the original bid was, and then the first bid brought you all the way up to here, like the first actual buy. So you know, I don't really count that as the all-time low. I wouldn't, and that's something too that I've learned from somebody else, and then also my own experience is that using this kind of as a gauge for your all-time low, it's not a good thing. Where, like, you know, normally I draw my fibs from low to high. I wouldn't do that here. I would use this low, right? And then wouldn't you know it, using that low there, we actually bounced right off the 1272, a totally normal area to bounce off. And right now, look at this. We're actually, I deleted the wrong thing. Let's see. I'm trying to delete this circle. You are rejecting the 886 right now. You're rejecting this 886. Let me see. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. Which is pretty common. Pretty common to bounce off an extension, come up, find resistance off the 886, and then go lower. Do you go lower? It's totally possible. You still are in a downtrend. You have lower highs and lower lows. It's totally possible. But this looks kind of bullish, man. You're trying to make your way down and you're getting bought up real quick. I think that this is a nice area to accumulate, right? You're in an area right now where you're at like kind of your low points before. I would still say, even with this move from overall from this low to this high that we're at right now, we're up 89%. Overall, you're still down from your all-time high. You're still down about 85%. So I still feel comfortable saying it's a green light for buying. On a daily basis, your RSI did have bullish divergence, which you're playing off of right now. You're meeting up with this 50 area, which on this chart you have shown respect to before. So, maybe it would be nice to actually break up a little bit higher. It would definitely be nice to get above the 886 if you can get above, I think that's 703017. If you can get above there, then there's hope for this thing. If not, if you reject off of here, truthfully, to all the Jesus disciples out there, I would say that you're more likely going to break this 1272. And there's hope that you could bounce off it again. There is hope, right? Because this is your all-time low as of right now. You could form a double bottom, right, and further promote this bullish divergence that you have on the RSI. That's totally possible. But just generally, as far as like rules for fibs go, and this is why it's important to use multiple indicators too. Let's see. Got some more comments. Live in New York, so buying crypto is limited. Yeah, man, New York is they are pretty bad. You guys know, don't take my word for it. Look into it yourself. But I'm pretty sure if you want to use exchanges that Americans are not allowed to use, you can. It's not illegal for you to use them. It's illegal for them to let you use them. So if you get a VPN that says you're from China or Denmark or Afghanistan or whatever, you can live in the United States, get a VPN, and you can trade on an exchange, while like technically you're falsifying your information, and like I guess that's not okay, whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's not illegal for you, the trader, to use an exchange. It's illegal for them to allow you to trade. That's the thing. So as long as you're doing everything that makes them seem like they're doing everything legal, then I don't think there's any problem. I know there's plenty of American people that trade on exchanges that they're not supposed to trade on. And as far as I know, that's how you get around it. But I had to settle for Coinbase. Yeah, man, Webull, Robinhood. I'm with you there, man. I like Robinhood, to be completely fair. The primary selections are BTC, ETH, BCH, Aave. Yeah, I agree. You can make a lot of money with Doge. You can make a lot of money with some of the coins on Coinbase. There is Coinbase Wallet too. If you want to use Coinbase Wallet, it is a centralized or a decentralized exchange promoted by Coinbase, and you can use that. Coinbase Wallet is a different exchange than Coinbase, but I'm pretty sure they're the ones that made it. I wish I could access. Yeah, man. I had a dream like 3 years ago that CZ was going to jail. CZ is the owner. I forget his something Zhao. I forget what his name is, but CZ is what he goes by. I had a dream that Binance was getting sued for illegal stuff, and that they were going to jail, and I just haven't used Binance since. And like it came to fruition, so it was written. We're talking about Jesus Coin right now, but I don't know. I don't know if anybody believes in dreams or stuff like that, but I just took it as a warning, and I haven't traded on Binance even though I've wanted to. And right now I'm happy because I know that they locked out any and all U.S. accounts. Like they're all frozen right now. So that definitely sucks if anybody has money on Binance. But you can still use Binance again with that whole VPN thing. And it looks like the SEC might drop that charge with them because they got their hands full right now. But maybe they'll go after him. I don't know. That's the biggest exchange. CZ's definitely got money. I don't think he's doing anything wrong, man. He tried. He literally made a separate exchange, Binance US, just for them. Like, he's trying. It's not his fault that the SEC hasn't given regulatory framework. I think they're just trying to blow smoke and huff and puff and all that. Gary Gensler's a piece of shit. But I'm gonna put $100 on Jesus. I gotta know. Know your customer. They want ID. Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, that's true. There are some, but the thing is, you can be an American citizen, but if you're not living in America, I'm pretty sure you can still use exchanges that aren't, like, you're not allowed to use if you're in America. Because I know Americans who live in other countries that use those exchanges, right? So I'm pretty sure. I don't know. As long as you say that you're not living in America, even if you have an American ID, I think it's fine. I don't know though. I've never done that myself personally, so I'm kind of speaking out of my ass there. But Average Jane, back to the TA, you guys. I'm sorry. Back to the TA. Is it a good time to throw $100 into Jesus? Maybe. I don't know. You could just as quickly lose that money. I think $100 is fine if it's not a lot of money to you. I mean, I know anybody would probably hate to lose. You got a $100 bill in your pocket, it flies away in the wind. Anybody would hate that. That would ruin their day a little bit. But at least $100 is something you can bounce back from. And if this thing was to take off, even from its current prices and go back to its all-time highs, I mean, you could turn $100 into like $700 pretty quickly, right? So I don't know. I think it's a good time to buy with how it's acting. I might wait until it goes actually below. I might set my buy orders below like 7 zeros and 2 0. Anytime that's below that line there, that's where I would buy personally. I would bet that over the next coming days you're going to see this kind of action where you're just like wicking down, but having this like ascending structure. So have buy orders set. That would be my opinion. Again, I'm not buying any of this. I wouldn't recommend necessarily that anybody buys any of it. But if you guys want to, dabble in this, that's totally totally fair. That's up to you. It's your money. Don't be mad at me if you lose your money. Just like I'm not going to come after your money if you make money off of what I'm saying. Right? It's your money. It's your decisions. You are the captain of your financial ship. What's up, K4 Liberty? Thanks for the live stream, man. Thank you for joining in. I don't know anything about Jesus either, man. I mean, I know you can find him on a tortilla somewhere. That's all I know. But I think I've gone over this enough. There's not really I don't like charts like this on a short term, but it's on Poloniex. It's only on Poloniex, so it is a low exchange kind of thing. Again, with low exchange coins, this will be where I ended off with low volume exchange. You don't be surprised if you don't get your full order filled, right? You can have these moves down, they're very quick, but someone might have bought or sold like 2 cents of something. Like there's not a whole lot of volume, and I bet it's more than that. But if you're trying to buy like $10,000 worth of Jesus coin, you're probably not going to be able to do that here. I bet if someone bought $10,000 worth of Jesus coin right now, it would send this thing up actually, but because it is such a low volume coin, low volume exchange, low market cap thing. But regardless, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say or anything else to add than that. This does look like a good area to bottom. If you want to see this thing continue to build, you want to get above this 886. And then furthermore, get above the 786. And then ultimately, once you get above the 618, man, which is at about 705161, once you get above there, which surprise, surprise, it's also at this area where you closed, you found resistance and support even back here. Once you get above that in a convincing way, in like a confirmed way, you will likely see prices head their way up to breaking all-time highs. I would say that you're likely going to see that because a bounce, this kind of structure, man, overall, I want to see it develop. I want to see how it looks, but this is starting to look good for a bottom and just continued growth upwards, right? But we'll see. There's no volume coming in right now. We have been going down. We still are in a downtrend, so let's just see how this goes. Let's go now. Let's see. I don't know anything. It's only 2.5 million market cap. Yeah, it is. It's a very low cap coin, and it has a market cap worth 2.5 million. But if someone had 2.5, that doesn't mean someone has $2.5 million in this coin, right? If someone were to buy $2.5 million worth of this coin, I guarantee you it would have a market cap bigger than $5 million, right? 2.5 million is the current market cap. If someone put that exact market cap in buying volume right now, the market cap would probably just skyrocket, man. It would go up hard. And then who knows? Maybe this thing's a scam. Maybe it would rug pull. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it would continue to grow. I really don't know too much about it, and that's why personally I wouldn't invest in it. Just me personally. But if you want to speculate, you want to throw $100 in here. I kind of wish I bought $100 worth down here. I don't have Poloniex, so I didn't. But maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll think about it, especially as we see this thing develop. It does kind of look good from a fib perspective. I do kind of like this actually, but we'll see. It could just as easily reject this 886 and go lower. But enough of that. Let's talk about what the Dragon Riders are into. We're gonna go to Bitcoin Cash now, and looking at it, we are having a red day. We're down 2.67%. Whatever. Can you look at PRQ? Yeah, we can do that actually. You know what? We'll do that right after this actually. And I want to make sure I didn't forget. Yeah, we did Jesus coin. Okay, cool. That one was for you, Frelton Alves. Shout out to the man himself. Frelton, you're an OG, bro. But looking at this thing, 232. You guys are all OGs, right? We're only at like 520 people in this channel. This is still young, man, and it's very interactive for that reason. If I had like 100,000 subscribers, which who knows, maybe I will, maybe I won't, and I'm okay either way. I'll still do this no matter what, but it's going to be harder to interact with everybody, sadly. So while we have it like this, while it's a small channel, let's interact, man. Let's communicate, and I will remember all of you guys, all of you throughout all the ways. Like whenever it gets to the point that there's so many people that I can't communicate with everybody all the time, I will remember the OGs, and I'm forever grateful to you guys. Thank you so much for just showing your support in these early days and interacting. You guys are very interactive, and I really appreciate that. But without any more of the gratitude and stuff, let's get back to the TA. So much talking, right? Looks like what we've done as far as BCH goes is we disrespected this 236 a little bit. We went below it, and now we're rejecting this area. Previous area, it's kind of like right in the middle, actually. if you guys have watched or heard me talk about this before, something else, this is something that I've picked up personally. I wasn't taught this. I discovered this back in like 2018. Me and a buddy, I don't know if you guys know Carl from the Moon, and I don't know Carl, but me and a guy, I forget what his name is, but we used to talk on his Discord channel a lot, and I pointed out to him that I've noticed that sometimes you find significance in the previous, like, mid-range of a previous price range. Like if I was to take a line and put it right in the middle of this price range right here, right? This overall price range, which you can find the middle easily. You take the bottom to the top, and the middle is right there at the 0.5. You see price come back up and find resistance at it time and time again. It's not always, but it's something I've noticed happen. And so it's kind of a normal area, right? We're seeing lower highs in this kind of descending trend. We overall have rejected the 236 here, so kind of normal fib behavior. Rejected the 382, went lower. Now we're rejecting the 236. We actually went up to the 382 but couldn't quite get there, and now we're going lower. This does look bearish. I bet by the end of the day we actually probably end up lower. Maybe we don't, but this is a pretty bearish candle right here. I guess it technically is a bearish engulfing candle. Let's see, what's the RSI look like? Yeah, rejecting the 50 area, which again, this 50 on Bitcoin Cash isn't super significant, guys. It's actually an area that's like slightly above it. This like 53, kind of the same thing as what we were looking at with XDC. Like this 55 to like 53, 52 area is an area that we've rejected, but we didn't even make it up there. Got above it, coming down. I would bet that this is going to be the move that takes us to our final descent down into these oversold zones. And when I say final descent, I don't mean the absolute low. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But as we get toward these oversold zones, we get lower than this level in the RSI, we're going to see some bigger moves down, and we're probably going to see some more dramatic price action, and ultimately resolve of this overall move to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's what I've been expecting. You guys know the drill, right? Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the Clan of the Dragon. We are riding the Red Dragon today. After having a little bit of a pump up from the Green Dragon, you know, it definitely is a wrestling match, staring match, a tug of war, whatever you want to call it, between these guys. And ultimately, the Red Dragon is putting some more weight on. But I think, you know, Green Dragon's tired, man. You've just destroyed the price action for like over a year's worth of price action. You're going to have healthy consolidation, and that's exactly what this is, man. It's very healthy. If you saw a move that went up like this and then just gave it all the way back like that, that would not be good. This kind of stuff, it looks like a flag. Someone said it. I forget. I want to say, oh man, who was it? Who was it? It might have been John Binky. I forget who it was. Not trying to discredit anybody if it is, but the thing is like bull flags inherently are bullish, but they can break down. You can break down out of them, right? And actually, let's go. This is where I love to pull up the pattern site, you guys. This is something that I learned. I actually if you guys have watched TA with Mitch Ray, he does live streams all the time too. I actually picked up the pattern site from him. I knew about Thomas Bulkowski before him, but I didn't know he had the pattern site. But anyways, let's see. What are we looking at? We're looking at flags, right? Chart patterns. I don't want your ads. We're going to go to bullish flag, or maybe it's just flag. A, B, C, D, E, F. Where is it? Did I pass it already? Yeah, right here. Okay, so flags. Flags. So let's see here. Breakout upward 60% of the time, right? So this is talking about a bull flag. It breaks out upwards 60% of the time. But you can have a bull flag that breaks down 40% of the time. That's still a large, 60% is good. It gives you an edge, but you have to be prepared for it if it does break down. It's totally normal, and I would say that this is a flag. It's totally safe to call this a flag. Are you going to get the same move down if it breaks down? No, I don't think so, right? It's just a busted pattern at that point. How you would measure it, right, is if you were to break upwards, you would take this, you'd put it at the base from wherever it bottomed. Like if it was to break up now, we'd take it here, you'd measure it like this, you measure your flagpole, you take it there. That would put us at a price of about $700 very quickly, probably in the same amount of time. That's how you traditionally see these things move. But if it were to break down, you're not going to measure it the same way. You could, and maybe it proves itself to be right, but it's not the same. You can definitely break out of this pattern. You could break out of it, come low like this to like 150 area, and then break up and still see that ultimate price target from the original bull flag. Like it's and that's something that I've had to learn on my own. That's not something that I've learned from anybody. That's just like through personal experience. But you can see all kinds of wacky stuff. And with Bitcoin Cash, it's a very wacky thing. Hey, John Binky, what's up, brother? I was just talking about you. BCH, one of the top gainers for 2023. I think so, man. K4 Liberty, I think so. This coin, I mean, there's a reason we call it the dragon, right? Bull flag indeed. It's all accumulation now. Then we'll be mooning. That's actually mowning, but I'm okay. Yeah, or we'll be mounting. Can't wait to moo. Yeah, me too, man. I'm ready for this thing. I definitely I plan on scooping some up. If we were to move higher, you know, I'll buy it happily. Buying higher, I would rather it go lower, of course, and see these lows around this previous area of resistance that we had, right? Testing it as support, that's very normal behavior. It's also a previous area where we found support. Maybe we don't go that low. Maybe we go to the closing low here, which is at 177. That's totally possible. That's actually at the 0.5 line from this low to this high right here. And you know, you could use, depending on how you draw your fibs, you could use this low. It is the low itself, but I like to use the more relative moves, like the most relative low to the most relative high. It depends. It just depends. And I'm sure you can find significance on both of them, but I like to use this one more personally. That's just me. But whatever you find more significance on, you know, it doesn't really matter. It matters if it's not right? Like if you're just putting it on there and there's no significance, there's no respect, then why even use it? You know what I mean? But where this thing can go after it bottoms, whether it bottoms here or whether it bottoms lower, whatever. Overall, like, look at this. This is a bullish move. Took place in a month. We had a bullish engulfing candle that literally engulfed on a closing basis from May to June, May 2022 to June, over a year's worth of price action with very, very good looking volume, like beautiful volume, man. And you, even up here, even though it was a red month, you still had a lot of volume. There's definitely a lot of price interest up here. Ultimately, guys, where this thing's going to go is you're probably going to see it in a short amount of time. Sometime this year, it'll be worth about $500 to $660, probably $530 to $660, if not higher. Will we, by the end of the year, break $1,000? I don't think so. I personally don't think so. You know, the end of the year is this little line right here. That's January 2024 right there. Are we going to go above, and $1,000 is all the way up here. Are we going to go above the 786 before the end of the year is over? I personally don't think so. I think that we do find resistance up here, but that's normal. It's healthy. Could we? We absolutely could. It's possible that we go up here, but either way, being worth $230 right now, even if it was worth $300, the possibility that you could double your price by the end of the year on this thing, it's a very high cap coin. You know, it's a beast in the crypto space. That's phenomenal. Like, it really is phenomenal. And I do expect great things for Bitcoin Cash. I don't think it just stops there. I do think we go higher. In fact, if we take the all-time high to the all-time low, generally I do use the more relative fibs, right? That's, you know, and I think using it for this more immediate term time frame. You can see here, actually, I'm using this low now, where before I was using this low. But for the monthly basis, for the more immediate kind of price action, this is the stuff to look at. But overall, I mean, where this thing ends up by the end of this bull rally, I would expect that you guys know, I've showed this a bunch of times. I would expect that we see a 1272 to a 1618 price. That brings us anywhere from 13,000 to, yes, $53,000, and I'm not kidding. That is possible. I don't think it's likely. I don't think it is as likely. I would say that breaking above 13,000 is likely, but I mean, technically, even prices above that are possible. But I would say, you know, for Bitcoin itself, BTC, the top dog, and I know some of you guys are very passionate about Bitcoin Cash, and you let that passion affect your opinions on Bitcoin itself. But let's just be real here, right? Bitcoin, very similar metrics. Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin only have 21 million coins each. Bitcoin BTC, as far as the charts go, has been around longer than Bitcoin Cash, and it took, from the time that it went to 20K in its cycle, it went up to like 19K, right, up around here. Its next cycle, it went up to 60K. It went up to 69K, right? So for this thing to be worth $231 and go all the way up to like 50K, it's possible, but that to me is just unlikely. What I think would more likely happen is that we do, on this cycle, I do think that we break above 20K. We could see a bounce or a top around this 1414. It doesn't have to be exactly there. It could be in between these two lines. It could be above it even, but I do think at a minimum $13,000, which from the current price would be an increase overall of about a 54x, man. You take $1,000 in this thing, you could turn it into 55K by the end of this bull market, which would just be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. And that's if you have $1,000. If you don't have $1,000, you have $100. Boom, you got $5,400, $5,500. If you play it perfectly, right? And that's just buying it now. If you're to buy it lower, if you're to buy it at this 236 or lower, where I think it's going, which is at least like to the 180, 170 area. Maybe it goes to 172. You could turn that into a 73x. If it goes down to this 140 area like I'm looking for, I actually have a very big buy order at 145. You're looking at an 87x, 87.5x. So it only gets bigger as we go down, but the target stays the same, right, ultimately. Unless we shit the bed and we go lower, but I know as well as you guys do that this thing's a beast in itself. We just had the most bullish candle in the entire history of this thing. I don't think that that this move is over by any chance, especially in the midst of a bull market, right? This is an OG coin in itself. It definitely deserves price action above its previous all-time high. I'm surprised we didn't get it in the last cycle. I'm sure a lot of people were, but let's see if there's anything actually. Looking at this, I'm probably going to end the stream soon, guys. So if you have any requests, we'll do Maker. Yeah, sure. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I missed one, didn't I? PRQ. We'll do PRQ, and then we'll do Maker. And then if there aren't any more requests, we'll end this one. You know, this white line here, by the end of the year, I mean, maybe we do go up to the 786. Maybe we break above $800. It's totally possible. But I would expect that we do see some kind of resistance on this white line. We probably don't like reject off it. We hug it, and then we get above it, test it as support, and then break above it. But I don't think we'll be held down by this white line for too long. But enough of that. Let's look at PRQ. PRQ is, what is it? PRQ, Parsec, USD. This is it right here, right? Parsec. We'll go to crypto real quick. I don't like to use this because it's got a whole lot of stuff on it, but I just like to use it because it normally has the most historical data. So PRQ USD, if I'm using it on Coinbase, it's not the same. PRQ USD, maybe the tether pair. Nope. PRQ USD. Let's do it on Poloniex. There we go. And ignore these wicks. These are scam wicks. They're not real wicks at all. Looking at it on a monthly basis, I can say I don't like it personally. Just to answer your question there, George, Jorge. I don't know. I'm going to call you George. Jorge would be more fun, but we're going to call you George. I don't like it because you have this descending like kind of price trend, and you have a flattening base here. That's not normally good. Your RSI, whatever, on the monthly, that's fine. It's, you know, monthly RSIs are a little bit weird. The weekly RSI does not look good. You can see why it doesn't look good, right? You've spent most of your time below the 50 level. You've spent most of your time in kind of the weaker zone, kind of neutral at the moment, but you are getting into the bearish area of control, breaking below the 40 here. Anytime that you do show bullish movement, you give it back immediately. You do show bullish movement, you reject the overbought zone, and you just give it back very fast, right? Where you're kind of slow to give those movements in the first place. You're very quick to give them back, though. I do think you go lower. Do you go to the oversold zone? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. And if you go to the oversold zone, you are likely going to break out of this range. If this is a descending triangle, how you would measure it would be something like this. And this is on Poloniex, so the volume or the price, I wouldn't hold it too accurate, but more or less you'd see something like this, right? Where from the top to the bottom, you would you'd measure this move at the point of breakout, which wherever it ends up breaking out, that would take this thing down to below 2 cents, about 1.8 cents, somewhere there. You're at about 8 cents now, 7.99 cents right now, so I do think this thing wants to go lower. Let's look at PRQ, USD, maybe on something else, Qcoin maybe. Yeah, Qcoin's got a little bit more volume. Same thing though, man. Same thing. Descending formation, flattening base. I very much doubt that you hold this. I would expect that you go lower. Looking at it on the daily, yeah, weak, very weak RSI, man. Not encouraged by this thing. You're holding resistance at this purple line, the 123 purple line, below the 50 on the long-term RSI. You know, maybe it does well. Let's look at it on the CoinGecko here, the old gecko himself. I guess the old gecko himself would be the Geico gecko. But let's see. Let's look at this thing. PRQ. And then we'll move on. Number 788, low cap coin. High potential for good rewards, but also high potential to just not do shit, honestly. we'll see. You know, time will tell. Bull market is good for all coins, but will it perform well overall versus most coins? Who knows? Maybe. $14 million. This is a kind of coin. Let's call it $15 million. This is a coin where you could see multi-hundred X's. You could see even 1,000X potentially if it were to catch on, if it were to gain traction and solidify a place in like the top 20, which is possible. I've seen coins that are this low ranked make their way up into the top 100, top 50, top 30. But is it likely? Probably not. There's like one or two coins that does that from like this low of a rank and then make their way all the way up. If it gains traction, though, it is possible. So, but the thing is, with that kind of potential price growth, if this thing had a multi-billion-dollar market cap from being worth 15 million in market cap right now, you don't need to invest a whole lot to see miraculous price growth. You aren't fully diluted, which is fine. That's okay. You know, that's not like I like to see things that are more fully diluted, but that's not a deal breaker. I do think, though, ultimately you're in the midst of breaking down right now. This looks kind of inherently like a bullish candle. You have a wick to the upside here, or to the downside. You're coming up, but there's no volume coming in on it, and you're at this like flattening area, man. I really do think you're about to see a bit more of a dramatic move down. Probably you're in a downtrend right now. Lower highs, lower lows. Where could you go again? You know, that first area was about 1.7 cents. You know, here you're going to about 4.8 cents, maybe to 3.1 cents, something like that. Maybe you would take this fib over here from here to there, and you'd be at 4.3 cents to 2.45 cents, maybe even deeper extensions than that. But you are below the 886 right now. I very much would think that this thing wants to go lower. So just keep that in mind. This isn't financial advice. It's not my financial opinion. I could be wrong. This thing could, with a low enough cap like this, man, it really could just skyrocket. But from the TA that I've given, the perspective does not look good. The good thing that you have going for this thing is that you were going down, now you're moving sideways. Are you accumulating? I don't know. I don't think so. I personally think you do go lower, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that this thing doesn't mean it's the death of this thing, but at the moment I'm not too excited about it. So it's all accumulation now. Then we'll be moving. Oh, right, sorry, I already read that. Maker looks good. Let's look at Maker for Mr. Samuel Samuel, I'm just going to call you Samuel. Maker, USD. All right, it's MKR. Right, Maker. Yeah, this coin's OG as fuck, man. It's been around for quite a while. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately. Okay, good. You do have higher lows maintaining. That's good. You're in a previous area. You're actually showing support kind of in the middle of the range. If you saw earlier on the stream, I was talking about that, how you can find, let's see, from the top here to the bottom here, you can find significance. Look at that, right? This green line is the 0.5, right around the middle of this range. You actually bounced off it before, and that's just something, if you guys want to throw that in your wheelhouse, if you want to throw that in some stuff, no problem, George. If you want to throw that into like some stuff that you like want to take into knowledge or consideration, it's nothing that I've learned from anybody. It's something that I've learned myself, that I've discovered, and that's if you find a previous price range, you take the midpoint of it, and how you do that is just go from, if you want to take your fib tool from top to bottom, look at the 0.5, and boom, you found support right in that area. You could even like kind of roughly eyeball it and like say, okay, right here's like the kind of middle of the area, you know, more or less, but hard to say, right? Like if I was to eyeball this price range up here, I'd say the middle was kind of like right here. Let's see how accurate that is. I don't know. It might actually be a little bit low, that white line. Yeah, it's a little bit low, which is fine. Whatever, you know. That's why I think the fib is nice, because you can kind of get a more accurate representation of that. But that doesn't always happen. It's not something to like take to the bank, but it is something to kind of watch out for. I've seen it happen time and time again. It is very common, actually. So, looking at this thing, looking at Maker, I like Maker, man. I've heard about it. I like it because it's an OG coin too, man. You've got volume building on Coinbase. That's nice. Coming out of these lows here, looking good. Definitely looking good from a price perspective. Very strong on the RSI on the weekly. Very strong. Looks good. Probably come down. You are overbought. Whatever. Where are you going to come down to? If I had to guess on like just like a first glance, probably where you found support, where you found resistance before, somewhere around 960, 950, 970, something like that. Let's look at this thing on a fib basis, relative fib basis. Take it from the top here. This, if I can get it top to bottom. Yeah, look at that, man. You topped off actually just under the 1618, right around there, but just under it. in a very common area to top off. You probably do come down to around the $900 area. 960 is the 100 zone. I bet you do come somewhere down there. Let's see if we can find another fib that kind of lines up with that in the more like immediate measurement. You could just keep going up. It is possible. Look at this, man. You got a double bottom. Beautiful double bottom, bro. Like literally, that's just great. You've got a nice W forming. This I think this thing has good things in store. I do think it's bottomed. I don't think it goes lower than these lows, but you got a 382 right around 938. Surprise, surprise, it's right here at this previous area that you've topped off before, right? Put that line there. Keep it in mind. 932. Right there, like literally, you know, that it makes sense to me. I bet you do go down there, and that's totally normal. It's totally healthy, especially after being overbought. You could be in this overall like kind of ascending range with the RSI. You might be coming down to make another higher low after forming a higher high. Like I like this thing. I don't think this is the end of it for sure, but let's see. You are above the 50. You're above the 50 on the long-term RSI, and you're below the purple line. So I think in no time, and I say no time, on the weekly basis, it could be months, you're going to get above this purple line, and I doubt you go back below it once you do. Maybe you find a little bit of resistance. It seems like you've shown respect to it before. You kind of disrespected it here, whatever. Maybe you see something like that. But overall in this area, maybe you see a little bit above it. You see some resistance. But let's look at the daily real quick. Yeah, daily is showing some bearish divergence, right? And you're making a move after that. You've got a high here and a high here, higher high, high here, lower high, after being overbought for quite some time. You had a nice move up, man, from this fib right here, top to bottom, topped off right at the 1886. You're finding resistance today at the 1618. You probably do come down lower. Look at that. The 618 of this little range is right there at that 980 area. Not that I would expect this to hold too much significance. In fact, you probably do see deeper extensions overall from this little thing, but yeah, man, I think you want to come down a little bit. That's okay. You are showing strength in the RSI. If you want to prove me wrong on you coming lower, what I would say is you want to get a day to close above here. Close above 13,340. If you can do that, which that's about $100, like $90 above where it is now, I will concede my bearish theories. You're maintaining this bullish structure on the daily. You could stay overbought on the weekly for longer. It's totally possible, but my bias would be to the downside. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah. You know, you're showing a little bit of weakness coming up. You are a resilient little bastard, that's for sure. But all this is a lower high. You've got a high here in the RSI where you've topped off before, and the last time you did this, you're up here. This is hidden bearish divergence. You tend to see that in downtrends. Let's see if there's anything more obvious. I mean, you're kind of hugging this purple line where before you bounced right off it, right? Each time you got to bounce like this, where here you only got to bounce like this. This did just happen, so give it time, you know, maybe wait a couple days to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if this rolls over. Yeah, that's my ultimate expectation. So I do think Maker probably wants to go around like 900 to 950, somewhere in there, give or take a few dollars, right? Maybe it goes to 960, 970. Doge. Damn, Doge. I forgot about Doge. I don't know, Average Jane, if it was you. Yeah, Oh Man Live. I hope I'm doing all right, guys. I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. But I like interacting with you guys and seeing that here. It's pretty cool. What's up, Matt Mosher? You're the only person I didn't say hi to. I think I said hi to everybody else. Looks like it. Yeah, I don't want to forget anybody. 8 people live in the chat, baby. Here we go. And I'm actually one of them. I have another YouTube account. I'm one of them. I do that so that I don't have to keep clicking between this and like see you guys, you know, see the chat here. I can just see it on my screen right here. So anyways, and then just see how I look like real time as well. Or I guess it's not real time. I'm real time. You guys are a little bit lagged behind, but whatever. It's not too far behind. Because that's just how it is whenever it broadcasts. Anyways, I'm getting off track here. I think I've said my piece on Maker. I do think it goes a little bit lower. Again, probably around between 900 to 950 would be my guess. Maybe it bottoms out a little bit higher than that, but I would more expect between 900 and 950. And then where does this thing go ultimately? I didn't even give my bullish predictions for this thing. If it were to break its all-time high, which at the current time, I wouldn't expect that it's impossible to do that, right? It totally could, because you have a higher low, you have higher highs. What do you do after forming a higher low? You form higher highs. If you can break above the 618 with ease, maybe not on the first pass, but hopefully by the second pass, if not the first pass, You can break above that $2,417 area. You're looking at $12,701. You're looking at $30,000, man. Very similar to like what Bitcoin Cash is going to do in price, but it's worth a little bit more than Bitcoin Cash is at the moment, right? But I do think big things in store for this thing. What did it do in its last cycle? From its high to its low, you went right up to the 618, right? Right up there, the 1618. Yeah, man. I bet if you were to do the same thing, that would put you up about $30,000. Totally possible. You could go higher. You might not go as high, but I would expect a minimum price around 13,000, if not higher, probably. But we'll see how this thing goes. Wow, monthly, yeah, you're above the 50. Not a lot of charts have their monthly RSI above the 50, so this thing, it is go time for this thing. You know, maybe a little break at the moment, maybe it goes down a little bit at the moment, but it looks good. Definitely looks good. We're gonna do Doge now. Let's see. Hi, this is funny. Yeah, Fozzie. Oh, Fozzie, what's up, brother? How you doing? Okay, cool. Yo, what do you think? Maybe you have two accounts too? Fonzie, I think you meant Fonzie, right? I think it's Fonzie. But yo, what do you think? Unless I've been reading it wrong. I've been saying Fonzie whenever it actually says Fozzie this whole time. Or maybe I have someone mixed up. I don't know. But what do you think about the BCH fork, eCash, EXEC? Fonzie. Okay, it is Fonzie. Hey, brother. The chart is mildly interesting. XEC USDT. John Binky, we will go over that soon. We're gonna do average Jane's request. What do I think about it personally? Is that Spark, or what do they call it? Is there a name for it? You know, just real quick, what I think about it. I don't really know what to think about it. As far as forks go for Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, any forks go, the only ones that are relevant are Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Every other fork has just been kind of so that's kind of my default perspective, but we'll look into it and we'll see if I'm wrong on that, or if there is something exciting. It could have good price action and bad price action in between. You know, it's possible that it has a good rally, but ultimately I don't know if it's going to be a serious contender. My automatic bias would be that most Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash forks, hard forks, are they're just trash. Honestly, they're going to be nothing. They're wannabes that are going to be nothing. But maybe it is something. Maybe it becomes something. I don't know. Dogecoin, actually, let's look at Doge USD on Bittrex, right? There we go. Bittrex for the, we'll do some like long-term analysis and get into the short-term. Ultimately, you guys, if you haven't seen my videos on Dogecoin, I think that this coin, I know it might sound crazy to some of you, but I think this guy, this little Doge is going to go probably up to like above 250 would be my minimum price target, $2.50. Maximum price target, it could go above $4. It could even go above $5. And yes, I know that sounds crazy. That would put Dogecoin at like $500 billion, a multi-$100 billion market cap. But if there was one coin to do it, I use the same thing that I talked about with XRP, right? An OG coin that's done nothing but higher highs, higher lows, stood the test of time, never had a rug pull. It's decentralized. The owner, the founder that made this coin, sold all his Dogecoins. I think he sold them after this rally up here. Sold them all. And now he hates Dogecoin because he missed out on this rally up here. Elon Musk, billionaire, freaking philanthropist, genius of our time, right? He backs this thing. He publicly advocates for this. Mark Cuban, you're allowed to buy Mavericks merch, or at least at one point you were. I don't know if you still are, but Mavericks merchandise with Dogecoin. You could buy Tesla merch and even like a little like buggy, a little electric buggy for your kids with Dogecoin as well. So like, as far as cryptos go, you guys, this is the only coin, or this coin has allowed you to buy more real world goods than most cryptos. Bitcoin Cash is one of them too that's done that. Bitcoin, of course. But there's not a whole lot of cryptos that do this, right? How many like XRPs, Makers, Maddox, Dots, Solanas, like how many people care about that and will let you buy their real world goods with that? Nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody. Bitcoin Cash on that note too, you guys. I forget who it is. It might be the Prime Minister of St. Kitts. It's one of those Caribbean islands. But I think it's the Prime Minister or the President, one of those guys. He accepts his salary in Bitcoin Cash. Roger Ver talked him into that. So just saying, like Bitcoin Cash, anybody dogging on Bitcoin Cash, it's definitely big shit, man. How many people can say that they've got political figures taking their salary in a crypto? Like Bitcoin Cash can say that. Bitcoin can say that. No other crypto can say that. That's some big shit for Bitcoin Cash, man. And nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. But and maybe he's changed it off the salary now. I think he has still got that, because I think that was less than a year ago that he did that. But maybe not. I could be wrong. Anyways, looking at this thing for Dogecoin here, getting back on track. I love to talk about this because just look at how bullish this chart is, man. You could keep coming down. You could come all the way down to below 2 cents. Still bullish. Still a higher low. Still in this trend, right? Like if we were to draw a line from here to there, like overall, you could come down, yeah, like literally to 2 cents. You're still looking fantastic, Dogecoin. Maybe even a little bit lower than that, right? Let's see if I can get it. Like you could come, yeah. Anyways, very, very bullish looking. Let's see, St. Martin. It is St. Martin. John Binky knows. Yeah, same. There we go. But all the islands are big on BCH because Roger. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I know. And he's a big promoter, man. Roger Ver is a big promoter, man. The Bitcoin devs lost. Everyone hates on Roger Ver, but he's a force for good in the crypto space. People forget too quickly because they want to just hate people, but he is a force for good, and he is a smart man with a lot of money. Like, don't underestimate someone like that. That's all I gotta say. That's why he's a main reason why I like Bitcoin Cash. Not gonna lie. But looking at this, I've used this before, talking about the first all-time high to the current all-time low. I doubt we ever break that, right? Probably the all-time low forever. You went all the way up to the 1618 in your last cycle, right? Okay. So then top here to bottom here, what did you do? You also broke through your 1618. You actually went all the way up to your 2414 here. So that's pretty fantastic. Could Dogecoin break, as it's done in its previous cycles, break above its 1618? Right now, I think that Doge is going to go lower than this low here. I do think that it's going to break this low, which is at about 4.9 cents. I do think that it breaks that low. If that happens, these extensions are only going to get bigger, right? You can see as I shorten it, the lines get smaller. As I extend it, the lines get bigger. Whenever I move this line down, the retracements come lower, but the extensions get bigger. Okay, that's just how it works. But if this is the low, if I'm wrong in assuming that this doesn't break and that we don't go lower, if this is the low, the minimum extension would be at $1.50, $1.54. The 1618, which we've broken the last 2 cycles in a row, would be at $3.94, man. And if we go lower, maybe we go a little bit lower, whatever, then it's at $4, right? $4.20 right there. If we go to my expected price target, which is around 3.5 cents, potentially even lower than that, you're looking at a $5 Dogecoin at the 1618, a minimum of $1.70 Dogecoin. I really love Dogecoin. I don't talk about it a lot. It's not that I don't love Dogecoin. It's not that I'm trying to keep it a secret from everybody. It's that it's boring. It is very, very boring right now. Elon Musk tweets about it, and what's it do? It has a scam wick up and then down. You know, it's this whole boring time. I could make videos on it every single day, but like really, like it wasn't exciting till here, and that's what Dogecoin does, man. It's boring, 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 and then exciting for very short stints. Boring, 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 exciting. We're in that boring time, unfortunately. So I don't give it the coverage that it deserves, but at the same time, like it's just not doing anything. I don't expect it to do anything for quite some time, probably for the rest of the year. Like we probably will not see prices that are dramatically higher from here, probably for the rest of the year, even going into next year. Because again, my logic for that, my theory behind that is that Dogecoin likes to make its moves in a very short amount of time. So if the end of the bull market is going to be projected, a lot of people are calling for like mid to late 2025. Here we are in mid-late 2023. That's 2 years away. The last time that Dogecoin really blew up, I guess from its all-time, or not its all-time low, but its last cycle low to its high, it took 1.5 years to do. Okay, right? Would that be not even a 1.5 years? About just over a year and 2 months. It's like 14 months to do. You know, we are much further right now. That same amount of time would put us in September of 2024. Could it top off by September 24? It's possible, but the rest of crypto will probably be going on until 2025. So, because you know the halving happens in February to April of next year, odds are we're probably going to have like 1.5 years, if not more, of bull market after that. So if we were to take this, put it into April. Let's put it into March, just to give it like a base or a mid-range estimate, because nobody knows when the halving is actually going to happen. We estimate it, but it always happens before, from what I've been told. But if we were to do like 1.5 years, 360 plus 180 is 540. So 540 days, right? That would put us right there, boom, middle of March. So we very much could keep going down until September. We might even, right, if we were to do the 420 idea, right, because that's what it was before, 420, we might find our low sometime next year, which we could see our low sometime this year. It could be sometime next year. The pump up might take less time than it did before. It might take more time, who knows, but I don't think we bottomed yet. I don't think there's any signs in the charts that we've bottomed yet. This RSI does look bearish to me on a weekly time frame. You can see that we have, and this is where we get into the more immediate stuff. I can probably go on a different chart here because Bittrex doesn't have a whole lot of volume. The price of Doge right now is probably different on like a more liquid exchange. But you can see here we have a double top. We actually have a higher high in the RSI while promoting lower highs in price. It's hidden bearish divergence. You classically get that and see that in downtrends, which we're in one. We have a kind of flattening base with a descending range. I do think that we go lower. And where do we go? If we take this low to this high here, we probably go, and look at that, we got above the 618. That's nice. You know, a little bit above the 618. Now we're back below it. Probably go at a minimum to like 3.6 to maybe 2.4, maybe even below 2 cents. And that's something else, you know, that's something else to take into consideration before we move on to a different chart. This low of this cycle happened below the previous all-time high here. This was the all-time high. We actually went lower than that, right? Could we find a low that's at this previous all-time high or lower? It's possible. We've seen it before. It is possible. And would that still look good for Dogecoin? Yeah. Oh yeah, man. A low down here, like right over here by the end of the year, right? That's look at how bullish you're still in this. If I I'll put a little circle there for you to kind of keep it in mind. Let me see. Little circle like right there, right? No, it's down here. By the end of the year, if you were to go right down here, you are in this ascending trend still, man. It just looks beautiful. It still looks beautiful. So you can go below 2 cents Dogecoin. You can go to below 3 cents, and it would still look good. But I don't know if we get below 3 cents. My opinion is that we go somewhere between 3 and 4 cents, probably closer to 3.5 cents. But who really knows? I could be wrong. That might have been the low right there. We might have found our bottom. Something that makes me think that that's not our bottom too is that from top to bottom here, that was, I can't get it on, but that was 16 bars. Top to bottom here, that was 26 bars. Top to bottom here, that was 13 bars. I've looked at it enough times to know. 13 bars. After the most dramatic bull market that we've had, are we going to see the shortest bear market? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. But possibly. It is possible. Anything's possible. I would think more that we'd see something in between these ranges or even past that. Right now, we're already past that, right? And we still haven't seen that low. So there's an argument that it could have been the low. But I don't know. I do think it makes sense with the most dramatic bull market we've seen that we would see a prolonged bear market. To me, that makes sense. But we don't have to. What makes sense is not what crypto cares about. So let's see here. What else are we going to look at? We're going to look at that coin for John Binky, right? Great gain potential for noobs. Seriously, man. If you're a noob in the market, you probably like Dogecoin as much as I do. It's good, man. I really do like it. Vlad Tenev, too, the founder of Robinhood, he's the other billionaire that publicly advocates for Dogecoin. And I say that, maybe he's never actually been publicly advocated for it. But back in the day, before this last bull market, you could only buy Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Dogecoin on Robinhood. There were only 5 coins you could buy it, and Doge was one of them. So I don't know, man. I had a good feeling about Dogecoin for a few reasons. I bought a very big bag of Dogecoin when it was worth about 78% of a penny, and I did well for myself. I could have done better. My average sell was at 14 cents, so double what it's at now. But the all-time high again was at like 76 cents. So I could have done way better. I wanted a 100x, you guys. I wanted a 100x, and this is why I say like it's good to have price targets, but don't be a fool, right? I was at like a 97 or a 98x, and I was like, no, I want the notch. I want the badge. I want the Boy Scout badge that says I did a 100x. I had my sell order set, man, with all my shit. I was ready to sell it. It was a lot of cash, guys. Like a lot, the most cash I've ever seen in my life. Like it was a lot of cash, and we were 3 cents away from seeing that, and I wasn't okay with the 97x. I wanted the 100x. So don't be a fool. A 97x at a 14x, I think I did like, or at 14 cents, I think I did like what's that? It's like a 20x, an 18x, or something like that. You know, I did all right for myself, but a 14 or a 20x, 18x is not nearly as good as a 90x would have been, a 50x, a 60x. So just kind of keep that in mind, you guys. I know a 100x is cool. I know a 50x is cool. A 10x is cool. But if things look like they're topping off, I mean, I should have sold that night that Elon Musk did the Saturday Night Live thing. Buy the hype, sell the news. I didn't listen to my own rules. It's not my own rules. It's a rule that's been passed down from generation to generation. We all have heard it, right? Buy the hype, sell the news. And I didn't listen to it because I got greedy. I got euphoric. You do not make the best decisions when you're greedy and euphoric. Overall, still did good with Dogecoin. I'd say I still killed it, right? But could have done way better. And again, my whole reasoning for not doing great, I had my sell order set. I could have sold it that night, but I was like, 97x? No, I want a 100x. Anyways, I'll be right back. My computer's about to die. I need to grab a charger, so I will be right back. Hold on. Okay, guys. So my daughter, she's a little baby, a little toddler. I know I'm talking about TA and I'm talking about a little toddler here, but the reason why I'm talking about it is I'm gonna have to end this stream soon. She's sleeping. She's been asleep for about the normal amount of time that she normally does this. So I am gonna end this very soon. But we're gonna do John Binky. Hopefully we'll get through all this. We're gonna do your request on the eCash XEC. So let's look at it. I don't know if it's even on TradingView, is it? Oh, it is. It is. eCash. Like Bcash, but eCash. Oh, look at that. A hard fork of Bitcoin Cash that didn't do well. Who would have guessed? You know, it's something. This makes sense to me. But let's just see here. Before I talk too much trash on this thing, let's actually see. Maybe KuCoin. Yeah, KuCoin's got enough historical data. I like KuCoin, by the way, guys. KuCoin's I really like KuCoin a lot. I think they're a trustworthy exchange. They're a smaller exchange, but man, if you want some altcoins, you want some shit coins. Oh, look at this, man. Good volume, huh? Very good volume. XEC, USD, Binance, Tether. Yeah, man. Wow. Okay, Tether might be the better. Let's see. From August 2021. Let's see. XEC, USD on KuCoin. December. Yeah, we're going to use Binance. I'm sorry. Binance has the most volume anyway, so I feel better about that. It just doesn't normally have the most historical data, but it does in this case. So look at that, man. Beautiful. Probably bottomed. Probably does go higher. Does it see its all-time high? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. How far away is that from here? Let's see. Price range here. Top to, or bottom to top. It's about a 10x, 13x. It could. Yeah, it could. What's this thing worth here on a market cap basis? XEC, eCash. You've got a $568 million market cap. Yeah, you could 10x. You could 100x, honestly. This thing could multi-100x if it gains ground and gains legitimacy. Top 100, pretty cool. I don't know too much about it. I'll look more into it. You know, I'm not going to do that now on the stream, but I definitely will look more into this. You know, at the moment, you looked like you wanted to go to the 1272. Couldn't quite get there. This is actually very bullish. It's very bullish to see it look like you're going to go, just like it'd be very bearish if this was to the upside, right? To see it like you're going to go to the 1272, the minimum extension, there's so much buying pressure that you actually can't get down there, and boom, you just have this kind of reaction. You actually get a higher high, your first higher high, and this whole downtrend. I think you've bottomed. I definitely think you've bottomed. I do think you go higher. I mean, from here, that's debatable. Let's just see. RSI looks strong, looks good. Higher highs, higher lows. Bear or bullish divergence off of these lows. Very nice to see. You're above the 50. Could you go below it? Totally, that's possible. It's okay. Though you have found significance on the 50 once, twice, 3 times before. You are below it, so maybe this is the mark that you are going to go a little bit lower. That's okay though. Bottom to top, yeah. Maybe go to the 618, 69 area, which would be about 4026, 4025 to 4024, something like that, somewhere in that area. You could even go lower with a move like this on a low enough cap coin like this. Seeing movements that are down to the 786 or the 886 are not unlikely. I very much doubt that you see extensions off this move. And let's actually see, I think, right here, no, maybe on a closing basis. Yeah, that closing low, your closing low right here before this one, it's right at the 786. So you really could go down this low, which from here would be a price drop of about 20%, 20 to 24%, something like that. Sure. Maybe you go to the 61869, you see like a 10 to 18% drop. That's possible too. I like it. I like it. I ate my words. I was definitely skeptical on it at first. I don't normally like forks, you know, and maybe this thing doesn't do good over time. Maybe it just sees its glory in this current bull market, but I like it, man. I think it looks good. That's a lot of interest. The most interest that you've ever seen. I wonder actually how much volume are you trading on a daily basis here? $2 million on a 500. That's not a lot of volume. That's okay though. Whatever. You got 4.68, let's call it 4.7 trillion of these things traded during this week here. I don't know what trillion would be, right? That's 10, 100, 1,000, 100,000. I don't know. I don't know how much that would be. That would be like probably millions of dollars, right? Not billions of dollars. Maybe billions of dollars, actually. I really don't know. But what about in the past? Does it say week? No, it doesn't. Is there a way to see that? No, there's not. Okay. Whatever, though. Whatever, though. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Good volume. Good volume all in all. Let's see. On the daily time frame, RSI does actually look kind of good. It looks bearish at the moment, but man, this is nice. You came up, you were reluctant to give this back. You are neutral, and it looks like you want to go down for sure. You're in this kind of downtrend, but it's just consolidation. You probably go to this oversold area. Maybe you bounce right off it. Maybe you get into it. That's probably where you'll see your bigger moves to the downside happen. I bet, yeah, right around this top here. Where's that? That's at, wouldn't you know it, right at four zeros, and I think that's 4 zeros, right? Yeah, 4 zeros, 2.5, right around that area that we were talking about originally. So I do think that you see price go a little bit lower. Probably below the 618, potentially even down to the 786, which again right here is even a daily closing low, right back here at the weekly closing low even, but somewhere, I would say somewhere between these two lines. Likely below the 618, but likely not below the 786. That would be my estimated prediction for where we're going to go here to the downside. Where are we going to go to the upside? With this much volume off of the all-time lows, I would say, I'm not going to measure from this high. I'm actually going to measure, it's hard to say. I could measure from this high. It's kind of wonky. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You found support at the 382, or resistance, sorry, not support. Let's see. Getting my bearings here. I don't know, man. Maybe this high. Okay, I kind of like this one more. So where are you going to go after you found your low? You probably will go to 4 zeros and a 9, or maybe you'll get rid of the 0 and see those 3-0 price action area. You probably find some turbulence at this previous area where you found a high on a closing basis and a wicking basis, right? Probably see some turbulence in this area. That's right around the 1414 to the 1786, which if you were to go down to the 786 and find support there and find resistance at the 1786, that would be pretty classic behavior. You tend to see that kind of stuff, but it doesn't have to happen that way. Ultimately, I would think that you go higher than that. I would, at this moment, expect that you do break this all-time high. And I don't like measuring the all-time high from the first day. I really don't like that. But maybe that's not the first day. Please don't be the first day. Give me some kind of hope here. Let's see. It's the first day. But the second day too. So close enough. Double top on the first day and the second day. We'll go with it. We'll rock it as an all-time high for now. If this is true, if this is legitimate, you would see about 3 zeros, 0.9, maybe even 2 zero territory, and you could, man, you very well could. Like I said, this thing is 100x, hundreds of x even potential. You could see it go all the way up to this 1618, sure, to get to 2 zeros, 0.262. You could see even, further than that. It's totally possible that you could see further than that. You could see a 200x even, right? I don't know if it does that. I would more expect something that's closer to like a 90 to a 100x for this overall bull market. Maybe not though. Maybe you find resistance at the 1272. That's also a common area to find resistance. You only get a 30x. It's totally possible, but this volume is encouraging. The way that this thing bottomed is very encouraging. So I definitely think it's done going lower. It probably goes lower in the meantime, but I think it's done going lower overall. And as far as buying goes, if you want to start DCAing in this thing, fine. I'd probably wait till about like the 2.6 area from like the current prices, right? 4 zeros and a 2.6. Is that 4? Yeah, it's 4 zeros, 2.6. something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if you went down here, or at least to like this wicking low / that wicking low there, which is at, yeah, like 402569. So that would be my overall opinion. I think that's it. Let's see. Thank you, Average Jane. Thank you, John. Thank you, guys. E-Crash. Yeah. Damn, just a little adoption. There are like 16 zealots on Twitter. Blocks are empty all the time. Yeah, it's a low cap coin though, man. You know, it really could see some this volume. To me, it ain't no lie. But it sure has pump strength. It seems. I would agree. I would agree. It likes to move up quick. It likes to move down quick. Low cap coins like this, man, they like to move fast whenever they move. But I would say I do think that new all-time highs are totally possible. It might not happen. But I would at this point in time, I would give it like a 50-50 chance. I don't know. I would probably bet that it does go above its all-time highs, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm just saying that. No, I think, I don't know, man. This volume, this kind of price action, it looks good. One way or another, you're definitely you're done with the downtrend for now. But the overall kind of price to look for to beat would be, and I don't like taking this top, but maybe this 618 here at 3012080. If you can break above that, I would say you're definitely going to break all-time highs. Probably going to break all-time highs. So yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. I am going to go tend to my daughter. She's not awake yet, but I'll enjoy my like moments of peace before then. So thank you guys for joining the live stream. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate all of you, and I will see you guys on the videos tonight. Where they're dead streams. They're not live streams, but maybe I'll do a live stream tonight. I don't know. This one went pretty well, but take care, everybody. Bye-bye. I will leave a link for the Discord in the description. If anybody hasn't joined the Discord, I definitely recommend it. It's a nice place where we can kind of talk throughout the day without being on videos, but yeah. Anyways, thank you all. Bye-bye.